how I became a 7-figure drop shipper. All right.
What's up, guys? This is 𝗙𝗥𝗘𝗦, and you have reached the Roughnecks Ecom channel. If you want to learn how to make money online or offline, then you need to be right here. I'm a 7-figure Amazon seller. I'm also an honorably discharged Air Force veteran. Graduated from Penn State and started a career as a software engineer and leveraged that to build my businesses. If you guys have any questions on how to make money, you're going to find all your answers right here, so stay tuned.
Like, in all honesty, I never wanted to be like a big ass drop shipper. Like I started 10 years ago when I was broke. I was in the military. I didn't have no money. I was fucking hit. Like, I had $3.67 in my bank account. I had 𝗦𝗧𝗢𝗢𝗢𝗢𝗢 at the time. This is before Wells Fargo bought them. I was broke, and I had to figure out how to get a tank of gas. I had an SRT4 at the time, and that shit was on fumes. So like the gas light would come on, and then it would blink when you were damn near empty. So it would come on for like 15, 20 miles. And when that shit started blinking, you know your ass was out of gas. Like, you got maybe 5 miles to go before you're out, and the light was fucking blinking. And I checked my bank account, I'm like, damn, I got $3.67. It's Wednesday, and it's the end of the day on Wednesday. I'm like, I don't get paid until Friday, which was the 15th. I'm like, fuck, what do I do? I didn't have Navy Federal at the time, because usually if you're military, they'll pay you a day early. But you know, having fucking 𝗦𝗧𝗢𝗢𝗢𝗢𝗢𝗢𝗢𝗢𝗢𝗎, they didn't. I'm like, shit, what do I do? So I ended up going to the commissary and getting a Lunchable for a snack, and it was like $1.13, $1.14, some shit like that. And then I had enough money to go to the gas station, because what they'll do is they'll debit you $1 to make sure you got money in there. So they hit that $1. I'm like, all right, we good. That was the most expensive tank of gas I ever got, because back then gas was like $4.30 for 93. So I had to overdraft, and I had to put money in that bitch. I'm like, oh my God, I'm broke. And that was the day where I'm like, yo, never again am I gonna be broke. Never again. I was still broke for a long time after that. Right. But I was like, I was at least able to make money, and I didn't have no money, so I had to start off small. So I had to go and like flip all my free stuff on Craigslist. So that's how I literally started. I went to Craigslist, I checked the free section, and I'm like, and since I was at a military base, like in people PCS, you only get a certain weight limit. So the higher the rank, the more shit you can take. The lower the rank, the less shit you can take. So people got bunk beds and shit, they were just leaving out. So what I was doing, I would take their listing, I would copy pictures and everything, and just relist it for money. Hey. So I picked that shit up for free, and my boy had an S10. He would let me take the S10 on the weekends. Me and my son just chilling. I would go pick that shit up. By the end of the weekend, I would already have shit sold. Once you start getting into the space and you start meeting like other entrepreneurs and other people that do different things, just invest in the shit that they do. Because trust me, like, it'll pay off.
That's why I'm asking you questions.
Like, that shit, like, it paid off in a big way. Like, so I ended up meeting my contact in Miami. I met Dro through some of my friends for our birthday last year. Watch out for you fall in that big ass hole. I ended up meeting Dro, and yeah, that would have been bad.
I was looking at that when I was over.
But he, you know, he does a lot of like the rental stuff down there. He gets whatever, anything that I need, from houses to jet skis to yachts to Lambos to whatever.
In Miami?
In Miami. I hit him up.
I was just about to go out there too.
I go to Miami like once a month. I was like, dude, I love going.
Vegas too. How many times you go out there? I went out there probably 5-6 times. Yeah.
Then I started flipping the phones on like Craigslist and Swappa and eBay and shit. And then I started dropshipping on eBay, but the margins like weren't all that. So like you'll see dudes on YouTube and they're like, oh bro, like eBay dropshipping, like I'm making mad money. It's like you're selling, but you ain't making mad money because the margins are real slim. It's just,
and so many people.
And eBay's like the lowest common denominator in e-commerce. Everybody, like a monkey could do it. A monkey could do retail arbitrage dropshipping on eBay. So I ended up moving from there. Damn, man, they out there bumping. All that shit. So I ended up moving to Shopify. And like Shopify works out great if you have like your own brand, which is what, like if you look at like Tall Guy Car Reviews, Mr. Organic, all their shit's built on Shopify. Their websites aren't that great. Like Mr. Organic's website's fucking terrible. Sorry, Mr. Organic. your website's fucking trash. I ended up meeting 𝗦𝗧𝗥𝗘𝗦 just because he was out at one of the meets, like, you know, he was over at 𝗬𝗢𝗡𝗘𝗬, and I just ended up meeting him one day. I was like, oh, this is before YouTube and everything. This is before YouTube. Yeah, like, I ended up meeting him. I was like, oh shit, what's up? You know, he's a real cool dude. Like, so I don't know why people think he's like they're like, oh, he seems like a dick, like he just cares, he's arrogant. I was like, yo, he's one of the coolest cats. Like, shit, if you was that rich, you'd do the same damn thing.
Right. It's just you gotta be a certain way once you get to that certain point. Like people just don't understand that. You know what I'm saying?
You know, they're like, you're a dick. Like people that knew me back in the day, like when Chris shows up, you'll meet him, and he'll tell you like, I was always this way. I didn't have, you know, the cars and shit, but like some cats, but oh man, like you ain't having cars back when you was like 25. I'm like, I wasn't driving no fucking Honda Civic though. Right. I was like, bro, I've been driving Evos and STIs for years. I just worked harder than you, and it just panned out. Like eventually, it just worked out.
Everybody's time is always different. Right? That's what everybody fail to realize. Don't ever try to be what somebody else is. You know what I'm saying? If you look at somebody's success, don't think your success is going to come at the same time that they're there.
I started FBA on Amazon, but that's cost prohibitive. Like you got to do all the product research, you got to get the product, you got to get the sample, you got to send it into Amazon, you got to do all this shit. And what people don't tell you is you got to have like dozens of products to make a ton of money. Like you'll make money with one, but you're always doing product research because that product might get saturated, more sellers come in, they copy your style, they copy the product. There's all types of shit that happens. So at that point I'm like, all right, I'm gonna chill. I'm just gonna keep dropshipping on Shopify and shit. And at the time I was building stores for people. Well, this kid had me build a store out for him. He didn't have no money, right? So he's like, oh man, I ain't have no money, like, because I finished the store and he's like, all right, so what do I do? How do I make money? I'm like, all right, now you got to run traffic. Well, how much does that cost? I'm like, I don't know, bro. Like, however much it costs. Well, what the fuck do I do? I'm like, I don't know, Facebook ads, Google ads. Like, he's like, yo, can you do that for me? I'm like, you got to pay me. He's like, I ain't got that kind of money though. I'm like, well, shit, you ain't got no store.
Right.
So I kept the store, you know, as payment. And on Shopify, you can link Facebook and you can link Amazon and create a like store on both. So that's what I did. So I went to sleep, you know, that one night after everything was done. And I woke up and I'm like, damn, I got some sales on Amazon. Okay, that's what's up. I started, you know, because I had the products imported into Amazon. I'm like, okay, it's cool. And then the next day, same thing. Next day, same thing. I'm like, okay. And that's when I started like my whole private label, you know, dropshipping thing. So like, if people look on YouTube for private label dropshipping on Amazon, it's like all me. I pioneered all of that because I didn't have a ton of money and I was like trying to make it work. So I just refined the system. I'm like, okay, so this works. How do I find better suppliers? How do I do better listings? How do I do this and this and this and this? So I ended up, because I was an FBA seller beforehand, so all the skills I had from Amazon FBA, I translated over to that. And then I got into like retail arbitrage dropshipping, I got into wholesale dropshipping, I got into wholesale FBA, and it just kind of grew from there. And next thing you know, I had did, you know, $1 million in sales on Amazon. Like, I woke up one day, you know, down the line, because I've been on Amazon for like 6 years. Yeah, I was on Amazon for 6 years, like e-commerce for like a decade, bro, like 10 years, it's a long time. And I woke up one day and I was like, let me see the sales for the, you know, for the past year. And that shit, because on Amazon, like when you're on the app, it won't say like 1,000,000. It's like 1.x amount M. Like that's how you know who's really doing it. Like if they show you a screenshot for the last year and that shit's 1 point something M, they really do it. I'm like, yo! I was like, I sold over $1 million? Like, that's crazy.
How long did it take you?
My biggest success, like 4 years ago is when it really started hitting, because that's when I got divorced.
Yeah.
So once I got divorced, like I didn't have that distraction anymore, and I had to make shit work. I'm like.
So what, is your wife your kid's mother?
My 3-year-old's mother.
Your 3-year-old.
Yeah.
How
So
many kids do you have?
I got 4. Yeah, then people are like, you got 4 kids and you still have these cars? Like, how the fuck do you afford that? I was like, they just make a whole lot of money, because they take a whole lot of money every month. Like, they could take me, but you know, I mean, we're all cool, and you know, it's not like they take a ton. Like,
you got all girls?
I got a son and 3 daughters.
3 daughters.
Yeah, my son was the firstborn. After that, I'm like, I just couldn't pop out another boy to save my life.
How old is your son?
He's 12.
12?
Yeah, he'd be 13 in July. And I'm like, damn, he almost out the house. Guys are like, damn, how old are you? Yo? You old enough to have kids? I'm like, this motherfucker almost out the house, man.
I only got 1 kid. I only got a daughter. She just turned 4.
Like, that's why I try to post results every damn day. Like, just so people can see it. Because people will talk about it. Like there's cats out there that like Kevin David. He's never been successful. That cat, he ain't never made no money off Amazon and Shopify, but he got mad courses and people buy his shit all day. Dan Voss, yo, me and Dan Voss got personal beef. When I see him, I'm sliding cheese right off his damn cracker. Yo, me and him, we got problems. Like he knows I don't like him. He knows exactly why. Like, how you gonna jump in my DMs and be like, tell me everything about your selling method? I'm like, oh, bro, like I watched your content for years. Like I would love to get on your channel, or just not even your channel, like just talk to you about it and explain it. And you can go and like, you can put it on your channel and tell people about it. And that's all I wanted. I'm like, yo, just a little recognition.
All right.
And even got to put me on the channel. He was like, I ain't got time for that. I'm like, but you got time to ask me everything, but you ain't got time to like talk to me about it. So I got my Evo, my first internship. So I had a 335, right? So I had a 335 and the fucking transfer case blew up. So the front transfer case grenaded, just like, boom, Christmas tree everywhere. And my internship started the next day. You know, so I had, this was before I got divorced. Like me and old girl were still together. And she's like, how are you gonna get to your internship? Like, you can't not get to your internship. You need this money. I'm like, yeah. She's like, you gotta have an internship to, you know, to graduate and blah blah blah. She's like, Penn State, this is the rule. I'm like, I know, baby, I know. I'm like, what we gonna do? I was like, I really want an Evo, but she's like, we ain't getting no damn Evo. You can stop. Like, she's in grad school. I'm in undergrad. She's like, no, we ain't spending that kind of money. And lo and behold, like we go, you know, we towed the car up there, yo. Like I towed it up there and to Piazza Mitsubishi, and I drove it in, like barely made it in. We towed it down the street. I drove it in, pulled it up there, and they put it in the back, and it was like, yo, so what you want? I was like, I want that one. I want that Evo. And they came back, you know, made the numbers work, and it was like, at the time, like I thought $500 a month for a car was like, oh my God, it was like the worst thing ever. But when my internship, I was only making like $20 an hour. So that's a lot of money when you're making $20 an hour. I mean, she's still making money. She's a teacher, so she was making good money. And I'm like, okay, we gonna make this shit work. And it was with me ever since then. My first internship, my second, all my job offers with my kid, like the birth of my daughter, everything, yo. That car has been with me through so much. That car has been through engines, transmissions, the whole nine. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna keep this thing forever. Like I wasn't cool with him after that. And then there's other cats like, you know, like Josh Chris, like he was a seller, but he don't really like sell like that no more. He sells a lot of courses. And
I know who that is.
Joshua Chris, yeah. Like, and it's cool that you sell courses, but like, don't be frauding talking about you selling. Like, don't make us real sellers look bad.
That's why it gets confusing.
Yeah, and it gets
real confusing.
Because the gurus are out there, oh, check out my webinar. Like,
Yeah.
I got a webinar.
Yeah.
But I tell people exactly what they need to do in order to make this work. Like, I'm not sitting here like telling them a bunch of empty information and then nothing happens, right? And that's what a lot of people do. It's a bunch of empty information. Just buy my course, buy my course. Like, yeah, if you want me to help you personally, you got to buy my shit. I don't have time. Like, I don't got 30 hours in a day.
Right.
And I get dozens, if not hundreds of DMs a fucking day.
How you
people,
do it?
Yeah, but like people asking, they be like, yo, can you help me? Can you help me? I'm like, well, how do I differentiate between who's gonna get help and who isn't? Like, the person who wants to pay me obviously is gonna get my attention. So, and that's like the shitty part. But I mean, you get a bunch of like.
How do you go off by your payments and shit like that to the people?
Oh, that like, it's Stripe. So when people buy my course, it's all done through like Stripe or PayPal, and they go to my link, they buy the course, and then it's all online. And then I have a welcome email that has like all the information in there, like the private Facebook group, the private Telegram, how to get a hold of me. Most people just hit me up on either IG or Facebook.
You got people all over the world?
Mm-hmm. Yo, I got people in Australia, like I got Australian students, a couple cats in India, right? Yo, y'all gonna see the Trackhawk and the Hellcat now. We're gonna go out there, we're gonna race a little bit.
We'll see a Hellcat beat a Trackhawk, you know what I'm saying?
If he was from a roll, but that's not happening today.
Psych!
Yo, comment below, like, who do you think is gonna win this one?
I got stock street tires and all that, but that don't mean nothing, you know what I'm saying? Watch this.
I got stock all seasons. Factory, yo.
Watch this.
Yo,
Watch
this is
yo.
right off the dealership floor, yo. 2020 Trackhawk, just roll right off.
I got a Trackhawk Hellcat. You know what I'm saying?